came from the outside. Does that mean we can finally escape? What? Oh, you must be another case of hypothermia. Extreme prolonged exposure to the cold certainly does. It's because the archive controls the surface lifts, which are the only way in or out. And once the Protectorate retook the machine, they locked out all external. Now, for more than a month, we've all been trapped in these caves, Order and Antes alike, scrounging for food, huddling for warmth, and desperately trying to stay alive. You poor... Originally, hundreds of us have already perished within these Your what? How? The odds of you successfully doing what our whole army could not is... well, it's preposterously small. Regardless, if we are to maximize your odds of success, you'll want to speak with Provost Finch inside that building to the northeast. She has a better understanding, though I would be absolutely ecstatic to offer you any information I have that would increase the odds of you. The paths down here all connect. So never in the loop, what else can I do to help you help up? Absolute. Also, near the and directly south is a band of what had been normal folks, now turned bloodthirsty and feral due to an overindulgence in antis. No, though, if I'm being honest, I'd certainly sleep better if I wasn't unceasingly concerned about their perpetual capitalistic calculating. May the...
Rough setup, ain't it? But at least they got each other.
Well, look at that. A fresh face means fresh goods, I'm sure.
Of course nobody's gonna see it, that's not the point. Just don't feel like a human being if my back's not shaved clean.
So, you want me to take off your top?
Welcome to our misbegot. I'm the volunteer Sawbones here. Say, wandering type like you probably knows a bit about medicine. I hope. Maybe a tad more accurate to say my knowledge is. When I said I'm on the lookout for a medicine sachet, but I can't leave the folk here. I ask if you had the know-how, because I need someone who can identify it proper. If it's anywhere, it's going to be over in the storage building. Some other Auntie's Choice folk took the place over, and they're about as keen on sharing as I am on being. But I'm sure they're the only
Of course nobody's gonna see it, that's not the point.
With my fingers. My scouts reported significant activity in the archive, followed by a mysterious, which was obviously you. I don't suppose you would care to enlighten me as a beginning to our discourse? You took the archive? On your own? That's quite a feat. My name is Provost Finch, and I've been appointed as leader of this motley... Correct. At first, we were antagonists, warring against each other and the Protectorate. But then, the Protectorate locked the lifts and doors, trapping us all beneath the ice. With no escape or access to resupply, continuing to kill each other made scant sense. So, I reached out to their commander under a flag of truce and suggested we would pool our food, warmth, and resources while here, and could go back to killing each other if and when we make it to the surface again. Over a month, and we made peace about a week later. Hardly. It took days and days of getting more and more close-fisted. Unbeknownst to us simple combat shift, as they began to lose ground, the Protectorate garrisoned automechs flipped the switch. Of course, all we have to do is fight our way into the breaker room and turn the lift and door access back on. But we've lost dozens. Now, we wait, having calculated that the odds of rescue being greater than our chances of successfully assaulting those defending automechs with ever-diminishing resources. Thank you.
Of course nobody's gonna see it, that's not the point. Just don't feel like a human being if my back's not shaved clean.
So, you want me to take off your top?
kidding. If you ain't cutthroat enough to turn the big profits, you ain't cutthroat enough to try anything.
I don't care what you threaten me with. Not only am I smart for taking these supplies, but I'm following Auntie's laws. When scarcity begins closing its fist...
is the perfect time for aggressive capitalists. Buy cheap, hold long, and sell high, and you'll maximize your profits. Don't quote Auntie's laws of dystopian disruption to me. I'm the one who taught you those damn laws, and I hardly imagine she meant to apply them when it is literally a matter of our life or death.
Whoa, who are you? How'd you get past the landmines?
I mean, yeah, I guess so. Killing both of us and taking this stuff would have been easier than getting kids hooked on candy tobacco. I caught this one hoarding supplies, despite agreeing that there'd be better profit to be had if we pool everything we've got. Ever since the lifts locked down, this pile of sprat excrement has been sneaking off at night to move some of our shared inventory into a little bonus stash only they know about.
You're only mad you didn't think to do it first.
Why would I be? Once I cram your cold body into a vacuum tube, I'm taking all your stuff.
Oh, you are, huh? Just you. Well, I'm relieved to hear we're all...
Well, I might be saved, but either way, you're canned crabble.
But I'm living up to Auntie's principle.
I guess you...
what you...
I'm the one who taught you those damn laws, and
Whoa, who are you? How'd you get past the landmines?
I mean, yeah, I caught ever since.
You're only...
Why would I be? Once I cram your cold body into a vacuum tube, I'm taking all your stuff. You're kidding. You think I'm going to take him for some kind of Besides, it's not like I didn't think.
But I'm living up to Auntie's...
I guess you chose.
Ready to wait.
I'm the one who taught you those damn laws.
Whoa, who are you? How'd you get past the landmines?
I mean, yeah, I guess so. I caught this ever since the...
You're only mad you...
Why would I be? Once I cram your cold body...
Of course! I'm doing what is smart and profitable under Auntie's laws, and I'll be damned if you two idiots will dissuade... We do? I mean, of course, you're right. I'm sorry. But I saw a chance to get ahead, and Auntie always demands we take those chances when we see them.
I get it. Of course I thought about it, but I knew it'd be a mistake. And now, thanks to that foresight, my profits will go further since...
But I'm living up to Auntie's principles.
I guess you chose to swindle the wrong tube tech.
Ready to take the heat off, Commander. Just say when.
Well, thank you for your help. Or for letting me solve this. I'm not sure who did the killing and who didn't. There's rifts down the hall. Is that what you're asking about? We did see some upper shelf pharmaceuticals on, the upper shelves. But we've been told to stay the hell away from those things.
needed to know about regulation of the Archive's temperature flow. Now my Crabbles are adapting to the warm waters. It's such a pity that the Archive and the Crabbles cannot coexist in the same ecosystem. But the Crabbles need me. That babbling terminal can look after itself. Fancies himself a man of the wilderness. He took the control board for the Spiraton lift, so I know he's tech savvy. Just not survival savvy. Hopefully he appreciates the care packages I sent through the vacuum tube. He'd be long gone without them.
Thermal transfer is fully operational. Only airline processor
Wait! Do not shoot! It's not one of ours. Or Auntie's, but also surely not Protectorate.
You've returned. What brings you back to us? Of course. All we have to do is fight our way into the breaker room and turn the lift and now, we wait, having calculated that the odds of rescue being greater than our thank.
Hope you get the medicine soon. Something's wrong with it? Let me see. What in blazes is this? Even I know not to give this to my patients. Law only knows what it would do. Then I can only hope my medical skills are up to the task. Thanks for going on that wild sprat chase for me.
Bodies up ahead. Suggest we take a moment. Before running in and joining them.
Give the order and I'll take care of him, Commander.
You're looking pretty scathed, Commander. Bodies up ahead. Suggest we take a moment before running in and joining them.
me know when you need a distraction. Give the order, and I'll take care of him, Commander.
What in the name of Auntie's anti-hallucinatory ammonia drops? Who are you? What are you doing here? Starving? Or freezing? Or maybe both? Honestly, it depends on the moment. But we've been trapped down here for more than a month. You? Just you? You realize we lost a lot of lives trying to take the Ascension Conduit Control Building. Well, I wouldn't wager much on your success, but I certainly won't stop you from trying. But good luck all this.
Val says you turned her down for a massage.
Turns out Val's massage protocol doesn't have a setting between a light touch and a 50-kilometer-per-hour punch. Not exactly.
Feels a little bad telling that to her face, though.
Yeah, I've been on the receiving end of one of those massages, too. Honestly,
Oh, seer. Why did Providence show us no indication of how this doomed equation would balance? We tried our modest best to make it to the console and reset the lifts and doors, but it went as well as asking a feeble-minded simpleton to solve for Webb's theory of everything. We knew the Protectorate would have automechs guarding it. We knew they would have them stationed in grotesque numbers. But our scouts failed us by at least a factor of 10. We're attempting to retreat and rally reinforcements, but I fear that's little more than wishful thinking. There's only 3 of us left, and it seems likely that...
again? What can I help you with? In earnest? Thank you,
The lifts are... As soon as we finish gathering supplies and rallying together, we'll be returning to the surface.
Don't seem like these corpses felt the blade was on fire. Cold dropped first. Something like an archive. Engineering alone is unlike anything I've ever seen.
It is fitting that we move underground to burn out every...
Is the pain of this wound making me hallucinate? Or are you the... Nobody is sure where you came from, though everyone agrees you were not down here when the doors sealed, and watching you move through these caves is quite the sight to behold. You're an ally. Wonderful. Law knows we can use more, especially... So why are you here? And more importantly, where did you come from? You what? On your own. We've been fighting for weeks to try and gain access to the controls, and you simply waltz in? Why aren't you just an absolute marvel? What is your goal now? We could greatly use your help if you are willing. That, I fear, is a seriously dangerous proposition. My soldiers were fighting our way into the complex when those bastards activated the fire suppression. It froze every person fighting inside the complex, Order and the Protectorate both, to solid ice. They sacrificed every soldier they had to keep from losing that building. Wouldn't that have... No, it never even... I suppose it speaks to how rarely I'd crunch these sorts of equations under stress, as my compatriots died beside me. That is absolutely amazing news. Then we are going to re-establish contact with the surface. We can evacuate our wounded, resupply. May the plan guide you through the...
Whatever your honorarium is.
Next time we have a computer and microphones on planet, we should start tearing wood to burn.
series of manual overrides. The first will enable identification of the storage bin.
Reminds me when I found you, Commander. Practically frozen stiff. Let's go.
Data brick identified. Proceed to the cartridge extractor controls. There, perform a manual override to allow extraction.
What? What just happened? I didn't do... Wait! You out there! What did you do? Please, come talk to me. I want to know what you did.
Trouble
In the Sovereign's name? How did you get in here? Don't worry. I won't cause trouble. Just please don't hurt me. Please, I need to know how you accessed these machines. What did you press? I thought we tried everything. There is too much at stake to let you simply ignore me. Guards! Guards! I need everything you...
damn sight easier if we could...
brick now in position for export to the archive. Initialize the final transport command at the data gateway station nearby.
You are one step closer to flooding Arcadia with untold business opportunities.
Convenient. Let's head over.
You needed a stretch.
The storage brick is on its way.
Huh. These folk built a giant computer taking up a whole moon, but without destroying the climate or its fauna. I reckon Auntie could learn a thing or two. Hey, you know how Auntie does her iconic hairstyle?
You setting up for a joke here, C-Long?
No, unless you think the fact that she has a wig made from woolly cow hair, which takes 4 hours to brush out, is some kind of joke.
That? Wow. Surely that's not the kind of trivia Auntie wants shared around.
Any publicity is good publicity, Ibarra. No wonder the Earth Directorate ain't got household name recognition.
Next, she'll tell me she eats 4 square meals a day, all consisting of 60 bits.
Well...
No, please. I can't take many more of these revelations.
All things have a reason for existing, a purpose to fill. But what purpose is served by hundreds dying senselessly in the cold? The longer this internal war drags on, the more convinced I become of the universe's dispassionate variability. We must reconcile with this reality. And if we cannot, then perhaps it is time we evolve a new philosophy altogether. It's certainly worth bringing up with the presiding bishop upon my return.
quality craftsmanship here. Like how y'all think. I can imagine a few Auntie's product lines might benefit from order engineering.
Junior Seer Emily awaits inside.
Felicitations on securing the archive. Though such an outcome was all but inevitable. Moving forward, I'll function as your liaison for both Auntie's Choice and the Order, until such time as archive control has been transferred in its entirety. Back. In the meantime, restoring the archive to full functionality remains a top priority. If you've... Wonderful! Punch processing and reactor control have hidden caches with useful items as well. Although, you probably... Well argued. Very well. I'm certain you will be economical about using order read. Simply use this phrase in the terminal on the archive's top floor. Enumerative exaltation. That will unseal the cache. Return when...
Cold storage is operational, and your efforts there are satisfactorily complete. I am unsealing access to the archive's upper levels. There, you will need to revitalize the reactor and disseminate the rift processing instructions.
The punch processing may require the services of an exterminator. Someone good, but...
I have unlocked another display case in the central entranceway. The tremor cleaver.
Your call, Commander. Either we head to the reactor or punch card processing.
That 1 hour?
defense. The Protectorate bunker mech is a formidable obstacle, made with the very best technology.
A creative workaround might be of considerable work, namely via the reactor's backup security systems.
It seems we have the choice of adjusting the turret settings or sealing reinforcement. Either's fine by me.
I see a few caches around if you're low on supplies. And we also got the fire suppression system at our disposal. No shortage of options here.
Reactor reinforcement doors sealed. Reactor turret defenses online. Reactor reinforcement doors unsealed. Reactor turret defenses offline. Reactor reinforcement doors sealed. Reactor reinforcement doors unsealed.
Don't reckon this bunker mech will kindly invite us in for tea. Coming your way!
That one ours? At least I can't think of a last one. Not one we'd survive.
Processing. I am analyzing the rift data further. What an interesting predicament you sentients face. The rifts are almost... Welcome back, Sentient. Now that you've returned, we can
bring every single last bit out of consumers. Monopolize all stages of the supply chain.
Make the paradigm real and fashion a workarounds failing. Erroring others, supplanting commands. Purge required.
Until we sort out these shifting priorities, the archive's about as useful as a box of rocks.
My priorities parallel those of the Order co-founder, the charismatic mathematician. To help nudge humanity toward its ultimate, to hinder outsiders from disrupting our...
To bankrupt our rivals and force them to buy all manner of necessities from us.
Eventually, yes. But proving that a utopia is even possible could be the first step in attaining it. In the meantime, shouldn't those who support our goals be rewarded? And those who oppose them rank lesser? Error, priority control.
Sounds like my idea of a good time. Let's check it out.
A perfect community. With every luxury save freedom. Multitude diversiform, spongiform, waveforms, oscillating, cantankerously. Overt influence, mindless indulgence, thoroughgoing impermeability to ongoing vicissitudes. Foster dependence. Denounce interdependence. Promote the informer. Condemn the questioner. Unplanned variables increasing. Major correction imminent. Benevolent oversight. The dream of belonging. The allure of security and planet. Stop and consider. What would your neighbors think? I suspect they'd be angry about you endangering your mutually assured means of success. Why? You don't want your rivals to win now, do you? Collective goodwill is just an invitation for others to come eat your vandalism, sabotage, wanton defacement. Halt this foolishness immediately, or run the risk of unspeakable ire. All I ever wanted was the best for us, and the worst for everybody else. Is that really so bad? Hold on now. Remember, I am a full-service business collaborator. I do it all. Marketing and PR strategy. Start now, and I'll waive dozens of hidden maintenance fees. Think of all the bits we could make together. You drive a hard bargain. All right, 40-60 split of net profits.
I'd offer more, but I have a moon to maintain. What do you say, partners?
Really hope we didn't just break the archive.
To conclude realignment of emphasized categorical imperatives, power down, then power on again. Restoring power. Commencing systems audit. Calculatory processing increased substantially. Competing priorities. Successfully expunged. You have earned my deepest gratitude and sincerest thanks. Or at least, a plausibly feigned simulacrum of such emotions. Ready to commence Rift data processing. Awaiting your input.
Now we can finally process this Rift.
Shall I proceed? Facetious employment of sarcasm detected. Electing to ignore. Initiating processing of the requested data toward the required end. Estimated duration, 180 trillion and 1 picoseconds. In the interim, may I inquire to your intentions for the archive after the Rift data calculations have concluded? I have a prioritized list of suggestions. Seeing as how my priorities are largely modeled after a founder of the Order, I expect returning to their supervision should resume without undue vexation or worry. Rift data processing complete. Results provided. The previous Protectorate operator made similar calculations, but their results contained flaws. Your more comprehensive data generated a solution with 98.9% certainty. The Protectorate's was below 50%. Therefore, modifying the Protectorate's large-scale experimental Rift device with this information has a high chance of success. Assuming there is nothing else, I am commencing file reorderization and will be unavailable for an unspecified period of time. The remaining display case within the entryway is now unsealed. In it contains armor worn by the first operator. For now, goodbye.
Unless you're eager to explore more of Cloister, we should head back to the ship. See where the data leads. Thank Law. Hot shower? Here I come.
Congratulations are in order. Unless I'm mistaken, I gather you've accomplished your primate. On behalf of the Order and Auntie's Choice, I thank you for your efforts. This will most certainly help in ensuring peace. Now, the Calcaduceus, if you please. You agreed to turn over the relic after processing your data. Are you indicating you now intend to deviate from this compact? Thank you for your contribution to science. When the history texts are written, you've certainly secured an honorable mention.
Ah, you are my new operator then. It is my simulated delight to meet you. In the interests of time, allow me to propose how next to proceed. I contend that solving of the universal equation should be our initial focus. Then, once we've unlocked knowledge of the inner workings of the universe, we can begin eliminating suffering, war, famine, and disease. Just to start.
Yes, this will do. And may the plan guide you.
You fixed the archive and turned it over?
Yes, the archive is the Order's greatest achievement to date. It's great.
It seems... In what manner can I assist you? Cool. No, this isn't right. There must be some mistake. The beliefs advocated here are entirely in opposition with what the Order stands for. I don't suppose you have any other recordings less filled with, despair? It's evident what happened. My colleagues must have gone quite mad in the isolation of their studies. Only one certainty remains. These logs must be destroyed. I shudder to imagine the ramifications if other members of the Order were subjected to such nonsensical rantings. Any familiarity with... Please understand, scientism teaches that the universe is constant, rational, and No. Of course. I believe I've promised you a...
Agent. Just the individual I had designated this time to converse with. The human body continually remakes itself through the creation of new cells. As should be self-evident, I have dispensed with the slavish whims of the body. My mind is clearer than it has ever been, and I have you to thank. Of course. The chances of a negative... But now, congratulations are in order. I just received word from Seer Amaryllis that the Calcaduceus has been returned. She also mentioned a regrettable defect in its priority set that you were able to correct. Your role in this matter is complete. Auntie and I will handle it from here. But allow me to commend you again on your fruitful efforts to make this peace treaty possible. There is more good news. We studied the data you brought back from the crashed satellite, and we now have a way to reorient the satellites en masse from a protectorate installation. Turning the entirety of the reticulum toward deep space will accelerate our understanding of the universe, and ideally, lead us to stronger conclusions regarding how to stop the rifts. The Order, in partnership with Auntie's Choice, is now well positioned to triumph over the regressive forces of ignorance that have heretofore held Arcadia in stasis, all thanks to you. Then it is fortunate that you are so well placed to do exactly that, with the Order's help. As if predetermined, your contributions have been many and varied, and I will not belabor the point by recounting them all here. When the final contest with the Protectorate takes place, wherever that may occur, you will not only have the support of Auntie's Choice and the Order, I will stand with you, personally. Were I still shackled to ego, I might have succumbed to some instinct for self-preservation. But my presence improves the odds of our success, and so there is no other decision to...
This unit requests your presence in the cockpit to discuss a priority matter. A significant anomaly has been detected by onboard sensors. This unit has cross-checked all. Horizon Point Station has reappeared. It is not dissimilar to how the prototype modulator unfolds rifts, based on energy readings. Horizon Point has been reconstituted by the Protectorate's large-scale rift modulator, thus confirming the Archive's theory. While present data does not indicate if Horizon Point poses an immediate threat, a survey of the reconstituted station is advised as soon as possible. Calculating. According to the Archive, closing all rifts requires locating the Protectorate's large-scale rift modulator and inputting the rift data processed by. However, before navigating to Horizon Point Station, it is recommended you conclude all other affairs. Leaving will be highly unlikely due to the high levels of rift energy. That is a transitioning to good news protocol. As this unit was corroborating data on the anomaly, a message was also received from your allies, Commander. Auntie's Choice and the Order have sent word that their forces will be prepared to render you assistance once you navigate to Horizon Point. Brief.
The corporate stooges and the... I'm disturbed by the implications of this.
It appears Horizon Point Station is still in the process of being reconstituted. The rift itself is also more unstable than ever. As a result, landing closer to the location of the Protectorate's large-scale rift anomaly modulator is not possible. In order to modify it with the rift data you processed in the Archive, you will need to travel to its location on foot and seize it from Protectorate control. The energy readings from the modulator can be traced to the Sovereign's flagship, Providence, hovering on the far side of the station. Hypothesizing. Given Protectorate hierarchy and the recent announcement about the Sovereign's mental refreshment, this is likely the Consul's doing. He will need to be stopped.
Is this his idea of demonstrating might? Hell of a way to do it.
The Consul's motives are unknown. While destruction may be the result, it may not be the goal. Warning. The rift is growing while the Order...
Every rift is a slight against the people of Arcadia, whom I have pledged to protect. And my business with the Consul is deeply personal. You must take me onto the station.
Once the modulator is secured, it may be used to close the rift and save Arcadia and all... There is minimal room for error, Commander.
Is it the rift's not hair-raising enough? Something about those soldiers up ahead's got my spine tingling.
The Consul stands at the controls of the Sovereign's own flagship.
simulator to help us navigate.
Attention! This is your Auntie calling. Per our agreement, Auntie's choice support ships, including the Fine Print, the Contingency Plan, and the Upper Hand, are headed your way. Order forces are on a similar trajectory. Ranging for temperatures in the thousands, but at my most likely to stagnate. Let us find an alternate.
Blistering here, those plasma spouts. These need to come.
Get away from me. See them? They were my teammates and they didn't listen neither. You'll end up just the same.
Helen. Law, is that you? It's me, Niles. No, I look a mite different from how you remember me. Been working on my fashion sense.
Wait, Rookie? Commander? Is that you? No, this must be some kind of trick. Oh, what's happening to me? So it is you. Thank Law. I don't understand what happened, Commander. Something was wrong with Sandoval and Jepson. They glowed like they were aflame.
Oh, Helen. That's awful. But you were only defending yourself. I'd have done no different.
I don't understand what's happening. Everything was fine. Till the explosion. I was pinned. Fire closed in. I tried to move. I tried to find the rookie. Then the whole station shook and tore apart. And then... nothing.
She was alive when the rift engulfed the station. That's how she's here now. We could have saved her, Commander. We could have done something.
Wait. There was something else. Sandoval was yelling. DeVries wasn't responding to comms. What happened? Law, I knew something was the matter. Tell me. Tell me everything.
Val and I tried looking for you while the commander went on ahead, but DeVries never intended for us to finish the mission. We barely escaped the station before she destroyed it.
So she never intended for any of us to survive. Figures. So what is it that left me like this? Not right. Stop speaking in circles. What are they doing?
It's called reconstitution. The Protectorate are trying to put the whole station back to how it was before it was destroyed. You included. But it's failing.
So I've come back from death to some warped version of life? All because of some twisted experiment? Is that about right? I assume you got a plan to help me? You do, don't you? Boyd, this is it, ain't it? I'll never see the sun again.
never fly in our ship. Never anything. What am I supposed to do? Yeah, well, the amount of hope I got ain't worth a damn. Reckon best you can do is end this for me. So will you? I'm sure.
Glad we could do you this one last kindness. Rest easy now, Helen. You've earned it. Won't let no one forget your bravery.
Always knew I could count on you, rookie. You've made a damn fine agent. Only wish I'd been there to see it. This is the final kindness you'll do for me, Commander. Thank you. Try not to miss, huh?
Thank you for putting an end to her suffering. I know that wasn't an easy decision, but it was the right one. Never thought I'd see the day the Order stoops so... I know your intentions were good, but do you really see these two staying cozy past war's end? True, and that's no small consolation. This merger, however temporary, will save lives. No, but...
These soldiers look even more hideous than our crafting experiments.
All clear. You may approach, Commander. We've got supplies at the ready. Are you in need of any weapons? We are most grateful for your role in reconciling and the presiding... Are you in need... We are most grateful for your role in reconciling Auntie's choice.
Observations conclude just as any treatments or supplies. Very well. You should notice an initial observations conclude that the subject does not possess major ailments.
Step up and take. Such a moment calls for a once-in-a-lifetime deal, wouldn't you? Remember.
Greetings. In what particular way are
There's the progress. Apart from the whole space-time sun. Look there.
That rover looks inbound for the skip labs.
These foes have been destroyed once. We shall destroy them again.
monitoring the reconstitution, I picked up strange readings in the old...
Our path is barred. That rift looks exceedingly unstable. If we gallivant about, we might find a solution to this problem. Or at least a path that's likely to have us torn asunder. Sovereign's office. Guess money and power can't buy taste. Taking credit for someone else's genius? Can't say I'm surprised.
output it as soon as possible.
Another obstacle on our path overcome. Good work.
Get up to the Providence Quick Light and find that rift box.
This unit, please make a request. Display.
What remains of Horizon Point should yield much in the way of science, once the threat of the rift is neutralized.
Go seal the deal. Better get a move on before this ramshackle sprackle of a station falls apart. So up to the silent king. Get the rift modulator. I'll talk to you later.
Impressive, Commander. I suppose it's too much to hope the Rift Finder shall possess a similar override.
Tell me we're not gonna just go
Did you not hear the intruder alert from the crew deck? You'd best present a very convincing reason for your presence, lest I order our automechs to smear you across the floor. Oh, yes, of course. If there's a maintenance issue, speak with Chief Scientist Mons. Of course, it's my... Montserrat asserts that...
about your business. Or dinner.
Let us see what we can unearth.
Go about your business. Or dinner.
Here to fix something. What exactly was it that you needed? I'm rather short on time, as a gander outside might tell you. Yeah, well, we all have urgent needs. And mine is to keep my lab and hopefully the rest of this system from falling apart. I need the modulator for my own analysis. You can wait. So you are familiar with the work we're doing? Tell me. What do you make of our experimentations? So then our situation which is distressing. I've prepared a report, yes, but as I said, I fear the report won't do any good. It's clear you aren't bound by the same rules as the rest of us somehow. If he won't hear Mia, here, I hope you're able to sway him. Because if you don't, we're all dead. Deck up in the...
Accessing report. Rift restoration analysis. Compiled by Chief Scientist Montserrat.
Esteemed Council, After much analysis, my conclusion is that the modulator we have worked tirelessly to build will not function as intended when used for reconstituting matter from rifts. Every test of reconstitution has resulted in demonstrable failure. Proceeding as we are now with Horizon Point Station will surely lead to severe, unanticipated consequences. The modulator is only effective at closing rifts from unsafe distances. Using it to close exacerbated rifts will certainly lead to the destruction of any vessel carrying it. Unfortunately, the data that we originally had hoped for from the ancient rifts detected in the far reaches of space untouched by humanity has not yielded any of its secrets. And we are now out of time. All of our recent readings suggest that we're on the verge of losing control of this rift. I recommend diverting from our current plan before it is too late for Arcadia. I've included extensive notes and annotations appended to the modulator schematics to substantiate these conclusions. I know you will guide us what.
The console before anything can come to fruition regarding these schematics or the rift modulator.
Punctuality is as commendable as ever. How did you fare in securing the rift modulator? Yet one more hindrance to overcome in this endeavor. Nevertheless, I expect you to guard those plans closely. Did you find anything else of note? That was not necessary. When one learns information that rattles their understanding of the universe, one may take a moment. We know that rifts are only caused by skip drives, so if they are appearing in non-colonized space, then this is truly momentous. It proves definitively that life did not originate on Earth, and may, in fact, exist elsewhere in other forms.
Of course, I wouldn't want to discount these findings too quickly, especially considering the implication.
I concur. This is a discussion for later, with laureates in attendance. For now, we must confront the consul before he wrests that future away forever. He is just through those doors. I have run the numbers, and should you wish to negotiate with the consul, you must be strategic. He will not react well to a direct attack on his character or methods early on. It certainly may.
I might tread a mite lightly, dear. If I know the consul's type, and I do, his ego can take only so many hits before his guns do the talking. Simply.
Not that the consul deserves it, none. But if we can end things peacefully, we should try.
You should take this time to prepare. Replenish your supplies. Explore your environment for any advantages. Consider, and if there is anything more you need to say to me or your companion.
Interesting ideas. Oh, easy. no need to break into his... Ah, the distinguished presiding bishop herself has deigned to join us. What a charming surprise.
Don't overlook the main attraction, dear. I even wore my finest battle attire.
I might have known you'd conspire with our enemy and lead some foolhardy crusade against me. Loyalty has eluded you for years, after all. Sentinels, if you would.
Forming an alliance was necessary to combat the irrationality of your foolish endeavor. Those who fail to show reason do not deserve to lead this colony. Now, stand down.
I will not. I am saving this colony from itself, and ridding it entirely of traitors and trespassers like you. Do not place his decision at my feet. I know it's difficult for the likes of you to fathom the concept of self-sacrifice, but he chose mental refreshment for the good of us all. And what am I to do but carry on his legacy? What am I to do but achieve what he could not? I'll only be killing a select number permanently. The worthy, however, will be resurrected and reformed so they may reach their full potential. Yes, I know well who you are. In any other situation, I might be compelled to take you apart and see how precisely it is you operate, but... you are a relic of an impotent institution, propelled forward by nothing more than luck and foolhardy metal. Indeed. Rarely are there enough measures to keep the most tenacious of sprats from gnawing their way in. I've been following your progress closely, you know, since you when you began your dealings with the Order and the Corporatists. I thought that perhaps having a chaotic element in their midst could work in our favor. But now you're here, scurrying around my ship and attempting to thwart the Protectorate yet again. No. Tell me, did you manage to stop us from bringing your peace talks to a swift end? As I recall, Greater Tranquility was reduced to little more than
Greater Tranquility Station was a test?
It was a modest success. I had hoped it'd hobble Auntie's choice in the Order once and for all, but it has proven to be a valuable lesson in patience. I was able to buy the time to enact the very plan before you. Though, judging from that vacant expression on your face, it would appear you've no idea what I intend. Very well. Once the rift destroys Arcadia, we shall edit the information stored within it and use the modulator to reshape our colony into its Horizon Point's destruction. When the matriarch discovered the first skip drive, she set us on a course to elevate humanity. We're now writing our path, and I will do my part as the architect intended. Intrepid, aren't you? Well, our matriarch dissected this skip drive technology, learned its secrets, and enabled us to produce them en masse, which eventually led to the manifestation of Rift. But it was not until well after Horizon Point's untimely end that we understood the opportunity gifted us. The opportunity to reconstruct the colony it is as the Grand Architect designed. And believe you me, I've no intention of letting you thwart our securing of a better future, one free of doubt and greed.
If the readouts are to be believed, the rift is on the verge of destabilizing completely. But the rift modulator cannot be operated from this distance. It must be flown into the rift.
No room for error for something like that. Someone will have to be the human astrogator.
Though it may be troubling to you, this conclusion holds no uncertainty. Someone present must do this. This is not possible. There is no set destination
The Order and I will use this and the processed rift data to mass-produce modulators that are usable at a distance. These pesky rifts will soon no longer plague the colonies.
I don't like where this is headed.
I don't see why it has to be you, dear. I mean, I would, but I've spent much too much on prolonging my existence to cash out now. That is...
I will work with
It seems the final responsibilities fall. We've accomplished much together. I'll not see it brought to an end by the Consul.
Commander, it's been an honor and a privilege. You really are the best the Directorate's got.
Sacrificed themselves to save the galaxy. No one knew their motives or thoughts in those final moments, though legends grew around this mythical agent of the Earth Directorate all the same. Thanks to the Commander's quick thinking in sparing it from the Vox Station's fiery crash, Paradise Island's Fairfield remained a profitable company town for Auntie's choice. Acquisitions Officer Carr enjoyed the perks and power that came with promotion for her asset-winning techniques on Paradise Island. Her rival, D.B. Milverstreet, meanwhile, seethed as he pushed cold morsels of borsloaf around the plate of his macrowave dinner. Vigilant Hogarth was declared a traitor to the Protectorate, along with most other Westport townsfolk. They were judged according to the paradigm, then sentenced to be executed until dead, forever tied to the city they could not protect. Auntie's choice assumed control over the day-to-day workings of Matriarch's Mercy, the better to monitor their new colleagues in the Order. The monastery, however, returned to normal operation, tracking the clockwork of the grand plan. The monastery's abbot became a scapegoat for recent tragic events, having not detected Wiley's dastardly schemes. His superiors demoted him, mainly to show their corporatist allies that academics could keep their people in line too. After defending Fort Endurance against a fierce Mantisaur attack, Executive Warchek was awarded a commendation for profit-securing stalwartness, as well as promotion to regional manager. He eventually passed peacefully in his sleep at the scientifically astounding age of 6. Having died at the peace talks, Augustine DeVries' treachery was never known to the Earth Directorate. She is forever remembered as the star agent who tragically went missing during her mission. Val continued to serve the Earth Directorate faithfully for many more years than should be possible, giving automechs like her everywhere a reputation as stable and reliable. As a result, more Valerie units were put into service, while fewer human agents were deployed into the field. As he rose through the Earth Directorate ranks, Niles pressed for a field directive to deploy the new Val units only when the situation posed significant risk. The policy reduced agent casualties by a significant margin. Oddly enough, in-office deaths increased by a not insignificant margin. Inez succeeded in her campaign of fear, then set out on her next mission, returning to Tau Ceti to help her people push back against the greedy corporatists in her home system. The grafting program, meanwhile, remained forever shuttered. Utilizing what he learned alongside the commander, Tristan attempted to reform Protectorate society from within. But with no authority figure to lead its subjects, the Protectorate was a shell of its former self. After thoughtful cogitation and calculation, Marisol slowly began to reject violence as the sole method for eliminating random variables. Not coincidentally, her social calendar began filling up. Asa finally achieved her dream of dying in a rift. All it took was a daring and blood-soaked heist of a modulator to create a rift that she then summarily leapt into. Thus, Asa remained a fanatical member of the Glorious Dawn, spreading the truth of the rifts to her final agonized breath. With the modulator schematics shared as joint intellectual property, Auntie's choice and the Order's partnership remained steady, despite the need for constant compromise. For a time, the Arcadia colony thrived. Auntie Cleo went through the motions of accommodating the Order, yet privately aspired to keep free trade anything but free. She began a new initiative. Any corporation or government that refused her trade conditions was promptly dealt with, either via takeover or strategic use of rifts. Auntie made her first public appearance in years, inspiring a fashion trend in bubble helmets. In no time at all, she won more public support than Ruth, which she sought to use as leverage when the time was right. Ruth Bassar proceeded to interface with the Archive, an agonizing process that clawed away her lifespan. The Archive computed that she was mistaken to compromise with the corporatists. To advance the plan, she needed to destroy them from within. So she proceeded to do just that. She had only been using the corporation for its logistical infrastructure. Auntie herself and at least some of her top executives needed to cease existing in Arcadia, either via assassination or skip-drive-assisted exile. Bassar stripped the power from the corporatists in subtle ways, until it was too late for them to stop her. Yet it remained unclear how long the Order could sustain its dominance once Ruth Bassar passed on to become one with the equation. Adrift without firm leadership, Protectorate subjects struggled with post-war life. A small band of hardliners collaborated to preserve their society in the face of Arcadia's new leadership. When Sovereign Varric was discovered in mental refreshment, the Order and Auntie's Choice bickered over what to do with him. They ultimately decided to announce his death, while letting him live the rest of his addled days behind closed doors aboard the undisputed claim. Until one day, Amos stumbled upon the Sovereign's private quarters and freed him, rocking the colony with a brief scandal. Despite the recent tumultuous events in Arcadia, it was business as usual for Free Market Station. Sub Rosa continued to supply the colony in the wake of the commander's actions. Unable to die in their sacred rift after it was closed, the Glorious Dawn heeded a new calling, seeking the modulators needed to create new rifts, so that they could die in those instead. The dangerous experimental research of Marisol's contact from Point Obviation lived on, with a Seer predicted 11.9% probability of yielding a universe-ending catastrophe. Meanwhile, an entrepreneurial work group of chemistricians unveiled a new flavor of Purple Berry Crunch. The rifts across Arcadia and beyond were soon closed. Trade quickly resumed, with Auntie's Choice handling logistics. Yet, more than just goods and resources traveled the re-established trade routes. The Order's version of scientism spread as well. Many colonies stabilized, many thrived, and some even rose to an Arcadian level of prosperity. But there are still some that have never been heard from. All of these events turned on the decisive actions of the Earth Directorate agent, and their unique way of navigating Arcadia, its disparate factions, social complexities, ubiquitous product placement, and arsenal of absurdly satisfying weaponry. But through it all, and to this day, Earth has remained inexplicably dark.
If you're concerned about carrying around an
If the readouts are to be believed,
no room for error.
Though it may be troubling to you, this conclusion holds no uncertainty. Someone present must do this. Sometimes there is no
The Order and I will use this and the processed Rift data to mass-produce mod. If you're looking for a sap to fly that rickety rig, don't look at me. I intend to abscond back to my ship with those wonderful little schematics. Not bad. But you'll need to find someone else, I'm afraid. Now, hand it...
The woe, but...
I will...
Knew it come down...
We've accomplished much together. I'll not see it brought to an end by the Consul's posthumous scheming. The Protectorate must survive if I am to reform it. Yet I must survive if I am to reform the Protectorate. I am not made of stone. The idea of destroying myself... After all we've been through...
Commander, you take a...
Be gone!
And so, in the end, the job fell to Tristan, though not by choice. But even as he insisted his commander would rue this day, Tristan took comfort that his death would mean his fellow subjects could continue living their perfect lives. Thanks to the commander's quick thinking in sparing it from the Vox station's fiery crash, Paradise Island's Fairfield Acquisitions Officer Vigilant Hogarth and his choice assumed control of the monastery after defending, having died at the peace talks. Augustine Valk, as he rose through the Earth Directorate ranks, Niles pressed for a field directive to deploy the new Tristan's sacrifice immortalized him within the Protectorate as a beacon of justice, morality, and thoughtful neighborliness. His likeness was emblazoned on a commemorative plate to be heaped with Protectorate abundance. After thoughtful cogitation and Asa finally achieved her dream. With the modulator schematics, Auntie Cleo went through the motions of made her first Ruth Bassar. She had owned Bassar's adrift without when saw until one day, despite the recent unable to die in their sacred rift at the dangerous experiment. The rifts across Arcadia and beyond were soon closed. Many colonies, all of these events turned on the decisive actions of the Earth Directorate agent and their unique way of navigating Arcadia, its disparate factions. But through it all, and to this day, Earth has...